how much dumber can these videos get? Ah, I know! Let's see how fast we can unalive in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Okay, well, not really. The goal is to go out of bounds in every track as fast as possible. So basically the same thing, right? Are you ready? Which track will be fastest? Let me know down below, and let's hit rock bottom. Oh, and this video is sponsored by Squarespace, but we'll get to that later. Starting with Mario Kart Stadium, it seems like just driving forward and off to the side would be fastest. But nope, just drive backwards and spam those mushrooms to go off-road. Woo! Water Park is a pretty goofy one. There's an endless amount of guardrails, at least until the jump at the end. I swooped way over and went out of bounds going into water. Ah, the sheer irony. Mario Kart doesn't play by its own rules. Sweet Sweet Canyon is another one that just has so much protection that it took a bit before getting to this pink section and flying off for a clean victory. Legate's getting some work in today, isn't he? And finally, we have a quick level with Thwomp Ruins. Just boost on over to the left and soar through the grass like the queen you are. Now for Mario Circuit, it's just a quick left and hey, there's my castle. Wait, hold on bro, why can't I go to my castle? Aw, okay. Toad Harbor seemed promising, and it sure was, considering I just had to jump into this harbor of water. Maybe this specific water is just bad for Pink Gold Peach. Maybe she'll rust or something. Twisted Mansion was pretty twisted, because it seemed like there was nowhere to go out of bounds. But that's when I realized there's a patch of grass. Aha, that's it! So I tried going backwards, landed on the grass, and wait a minute, I'm allowed to be here? Really? So I took it a step farther, mushroomed in the same direction, and finally got grabbed by Lekatu. What a mystery that was! There's nothing shy about Shy Guy Falls, just a quick left and I was off for the sea. Or so I wish. Lekatu stopping me and all that, stopping me from my dreams. Sunshine Airport was a great one. I just drove off this ramp so I could help with some airport work, and Lekatu pulled me back from my side job. What the heck, dude? Dolphin Shoals was just about going backwards, and hold on, falling into this vortex? Whoa, did anyone ever notice this water vortex of hell? Because it's news to me. Electrodrome was much faster than I anticipated. I mean, seriously, look at how quick Lekatu pulled at us. I guess he didn't want us getting zapped by all the electrifying beats happening. Mount Wario. Wow, what a beautiful location. If only I could explore it more, but Lekatu pulls me away from my dreams fairly quickly, which is unfortunate. I mean, look at how vast and grand these mountains look. I want to go check them out. Cloud Top Cruise was another quick one, just dipping off to the left and was good as done. It's actually kind of cool to see what the bottom looks like. I wish we could get down there somehow. In Bone Dry Dunes, I headed left into sand that I've once again never noticed before. It feels like I'm unlocking alternate paths to a new world. Bowser's Castle is a bit awkward, seeing as you have to kind of circle around these rocks and then blast off on the left. You know, why am I always going left? I could pick right if I wanted. And there's Rainbow Road. I finally did it. I went right. Wow, that's crazy, right? And I'm doing this for how many more tracks? Oh, geez. Yoshi's Island was another backwards one, just doing a quick little swim into the water here. Now, how great would that have been if Lekatu wasn't such a caring citizen? What is wrong with him? Okay, but going out of bounds in Excite Bike without Lekatu would be hilarious. Just imagine some dude does it by accident and is just soft-locked for the rest of the race. Dragon Driftway is once again a very quick one to knock out. And dare I say, it would be incredible to explore this wilderness. This is not the last time you'll hear me say this. Mute City was another fast one, but dude, look at those real F-Zero racers out in the back. When are they gonna join us on the track, huh? Are they wusses? Wusses! They're wusses! Baby Park, Baby Park. It's completely guarded up. Although I still tried to escape. In fact, it looked like I stood a chance a few times. I mean, look at how much height I was getting. But there seems to be an invisible barrier, which is quite saddening. Oh, sob. Oh, cry. Cheeseland was another one where I had to go backwards and jumped off this cliff. But dude, look at those pizza slices in the back. Hey, Lekatu, can you take me back there? Wild Woods was not that wild, believe it or not. It was just jumping off on the right side, and then looking at the wall with the toads jumping and was very confused. Okay, I get why Animal Crossing has out of bounds over this pit, but I wish it didn't. The road is right there, and it would be funny if people somehow fell to the bottom and just had to redo half a lap. Moo Moo Meadows seemed like I was going to be stuck behind the fences, especially after trying to jump over this little ramp and it didn't work, but thankfully, the glide ramp led us to our timely demise. And boy, do those houses look cozy. And look at those cows just hanging out. Aw, they're so sweet. Mario Circuit Part 2. This one has us going forward and cutting off to the left to get a nice look at this grass. Ah, soft, tangible grass. Cheep Cheep Beach was somewhat quick. Just to jump off this glide ramp and diving into the coral reef was the fastest. I'm also just noticing the clashing contrast of Cheep Cheep and these regular fish. Cheep Cheep really do look vastly different, don't they? Toad's Turnpike was a bit different, because I wasn't sure if backwards or forwards was going to be faster. But if we compare both these times, we basically do the same thing, and this one ended up being the faster route. Well, how about that? Dry Desert has lots of sand, but that extra dark sand, oh, that's a no-go according to Lekatu. I don't know what I ever did wrong, but okay. I was actually thinking I couldn't go out of bounds in Donut Plains 3 until I noticed this fence area. So by going backwards, I zoomed over it, and would you look at that, Lekatu saved me from my graces. How dare you! Royal Raceway was another quickie. You just jump into the water right over here. How fantastic and refreshing. DK Jungle has a nice lush garden behind us, so just going backwards and boosting towards the leaves did the trick. Ha! Gotta love nature, am I right? Wario Stadium was a bit harder to find, but I did find something. By going near the end before these girders, I just drove to the left and almost made it to the mud. Oh, it was so close, guys. Like, wow, look how close that was. Wow. Oh my god, whoa. Sherbet Land was a really surprising one. You'd think that this ramp would let me go out of bounds, but it simply doesn't. I tried it a couple of times, and I was always forcefully pulled back to the ground. So I tried a few other ramps, but just didn't get any luck. So I guess we'll just have to survive for this one. Oh man. Now, Music Park was pretty basic. You just turn around and slowly go off to the side. I actually used a mushroom and completely overshot my death, which I didn't think could even be done. Yoshi's Island was fairly fast. By just heading over to this bridge, I was able to jump off and get a glimpse at the water underneath that I'll never feel on my skin. Aw, man. Tick-Tock Clock was really nice. Look at this nice big opening to fall into. Oh, yes! We can finally rest in peace. Finally! Piranha Plant Slide was a really weird one. As usual, it doesn't take that long to fall, but look how long it takes before Lekatu grabs us. Did bro really want to save us, or is this just some contractual obligation that he has to follow? Then there's Grumble Volcano. I just had to dip a bit to the left and almost take a dip into the lava, but not quite. N64 Rainbow Road. I so badly wish I could fall into this cool looking city. That'd be nice. Dude, I can't even do the crazy shortcut from the original game. What was Nintendo thinking with all these modern conveniences? Wario's Gold Mine didn't take much time, but I noticed something once going out of bounds. There's a little peg just begging to be stepped on. So I drove on over and stood on the peg, just gazing into the houses ahead. Imagine actually living there. Literally one big rock and that whole house is coming down to the ground. SNES Rainbow Road was also pretty quick, and man does the background look gorgeous. Those radiating hills, I gotta visit it someday. It's on my to-do list. Ice Ice Outpost has a lot of guardrails, but there's an opening near the ending that's wide open for a shortcut or falling into the icy abyss. Hyrule Circuit was pretty straightforward. It was just a quick dive off this glide ramp to hide into the tree. Neo Bowser City was another quick one. Dude, at some point I'm gonna have to mod out Lekatu so I can fully explore all these levels, which yes, I did do that a couple years ago, but I mean for every level. Ribbon Road was simple enough. I just had to turn around and use all my mushrooms to fall off. And I'm kinda surprised that these toy boxes aren't real toys in real life. Super Bell Subway doesn't seem to have many options, but just driving the wrong way down this rail will trigger Lekatu to grab us real quick. Like, bro, just relax, okay? I mean, I'm fine. Like with the other F-Zero track, Big Blue doesn't take long to fall, and it doesn't take long to notice more F-Zero racers on their own track at the bottom. They're still wusses, they are. Paris Promenade is the beginning of the tour tracks, and yep, we go out of bounds while inbounds. The DLC can be very confusing at times. This is not the last time Lekatu will grab us for seemingly no reason, believe me. Toad Circuit is one of the oddest tracks of them all. We have to complete a full lap first, and on the second lap, we get access to the glider ramp so we can go out of bounds near this top road. Let's take a quick breather to talk about our sponsor, Squarespace. They're the best and most powerful place to create the slickest websites. New to Squarespace is the Fluid Engine, a next-generation design system that makes it even easier to make a website. There's also Squarespace extensions that connect your store to vetted third-party tools to extend functionality, and the analytics page makes it easy to see who's visiting your site and where people are coming from. I've updated my site this year and added a small blogging section. where I'll write about any specific game I've played. This month, I've tackled The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. So with that, go to squarespace.com/Nathaniel to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. The link is in the description. Choco Mountain is another one where we're going backwards, and we have to try jumping into this little lake area. I kind of miss how the original version could be a troll and you have to fall back half a lap. Coconut Mall is actually the same exact tactic as when I tried to touch grass in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Literally just dive off to the side and go out of bounds. Fancy schmancy just like that. On to Tokyo Blur. We've got another tour track, which means driving off to the right on the road counts as death according to Lekatu. It makes sense because it'd throw people off if we didn't get pulled out of bounds, but still. Shroom Ridge was just another quick one. You fly off to the right. Aw, yeah. And Sky Garden was also quick. Wow, can you believe how fast you can go down? So insane and life-changing, guys. Oh my goodness! Ninja Hideaway has a cool-looking water wheel, so I went for it to hit out of bounds. What glimmering, shiny water that is. It's New York Minute, another track where you can expect to drive into holographic arrows, and Lekatu throws a little hissy fit at us. Mario Circuit 3 was a scary story to tell. I went backwards, I went forwards, but I simply could not find a way to go out of bounds. There's not a single ramp or any way to really build height to escape the monotony of this track. Oh, the horror. I have to admit, I was not expecting to be able to go this far into Calamari Desert before hitting out of bounds. Like, it's much farther than most boundaries in this game. Waluigi Pinball, you just drive for a bit, then head left to go off course. It's really that simple, believe it or not. Hey, it's Sydney Sprint, and we've got another fun arrow to drive through which pulls us away. Oh, howdy boy! Snowland is another backwards one. You just hop off here to the left, and yep, how is there still 30-something tracks after this? Oh, this is too much. For Mushroom Gorge, I just drove towards these rocks and, guess you can't drive over them. Alright, well, veering off a bit, I was able to meet my demise. Well, kind of. High Sky Sundae was a lot faster than I thought. I dove towards the left into this delicious sweet treat, only to be taken away by our mortal enemy Lekatu again. You ever think he actually, wants a day off? London Loop was kind of wild. After running into the arrow as usual, Bro pulls me way ahead. It's so far ahead that it could almost be considered an underrated shortcut. Boo Lake has lake water, but anything on the outside is forbidden for some reason. I don't know, I can go into the road lake water, but not the other area. Makes sense. Rock Mountain was another fast one. You just go to the left, yada yada yada. I think you get the point by now. Maple Treeway has a little hidden spot just for us. Yep, you go into the little crevice and then Lekatu is forced to continue doing his job for the rest of his life. I hope you like it, Lekatu. Berlin Byways was just a quick gallop across to the left of this intersection. But there's no arrows here. Whoa, what a shock that is. Peach Gardens has lots of out-of-bounds areas, but we dove right into this crystal clear water, which I've never noticed in my life until now. Wow, so cool. Merry Mountain was very surprising. I somehow got out of bounds by just going behind this fence. I mean, damn, Lekatu, that's what you call picky. 3DS Rainbow Road is another quick one, just going off the edge. We're 3/4 of the way there. I can't believe it. We're almost done. Okay, what the heck, Amsterdam Drift? I go out of bounds on this road with no arrow, but then after I do it, the arrow spawns? I guess I entered a checkpoint that let the arrow spawn again. I don't know. Riverside Park has a quick out of bounds area, but there's a more important matter. Look at that, another wooden plank. Oh, thank God. So of course I got myself on there so I could see the horizons. How neat. DK Summit was a bit different. I had to go up this little chute thing and then just turn around to hit the out of bounds heaven. Yoshi's Island was another fast one. Just a quick little jump and off we go. Man, I always forget just how incredible this track really is. It's Bangkok Rush, yet another tour track. Hey look, they changed the arrows to blue this time. Now that's how you know the party's getting real. At first, I thought going out of bounds backwards would be fastest. I actually found this super bizarre spot that Lekatu doesn't appreciate. But that's before realizing that there's water right ahead of me, so that works too. Waluigi Stadium was an easy decision. Just turn around and go off the wrong ramp. It works every time, guaranteed. Singapore Speedway was quite speedy. Just turning around and Lekatu really didn't like that. Ooh, he was angry. And Athens Dash is the same deal. Lekatu just wants me to go forward as if that's the only way in life. Okay, so Daisy Cruiser was really surprising. I looked all over the place for out of bounds areas and couldn't find anything. So I tried getting height from the pool and I had no luck. So I got really desperate and tried launching myself off this clam thing, and that didn't work either. So I give up. This ship is unsinkable. Moonview Highway was a bit strange as well. Backwards didn't lead me far, but forward took longer than I thought. I had to fly across these mountains until eventually finding a gap in the railing that I could fall off. Squeaky clean sprint was definitely a spring, alright. There was an opening right off to the side. Ugh, look how dirty the bathroom floor is. Los Angeles Labs is a lot like Calamari Desert. For whatever reason, I had to drive pretty far into the sand before hitting out of bounds, and I couldn't tell you why. Sunset Wilds really did everything in its power to abandon my goals. I found a ramp, but it wasn't enough height to get over the blocks, so I tried this slightly taller ramp. That didn't work either. But before giving up entirely, I realized that this slope at the end of the track had potential. So I boosted off that, felt a crazy adrenaline rush, and was screwed over by an invisible wall. Damn, man, Nintendo was not playing around with this one. Koopa Cape was pretty fast though. As usual, it was just jumping off some ramp and wishing I could explore the track further. Vancouver Velocity has more arrows for us. So what do you think I did? I drove into those gosh darn things like nobody's business. Rome Avanti has more arrows in front of us. Oh, and they told me heaven wasn't real. I've been blessed today. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Then there's DK Mountain. It's another one where you turn around and jump off a bridge. Dude, look how far those mountains go. It's kind of awesome. Daisy's Circuit gave me a glider ramp, so you can best bet that I found an out-of-bounds section towards the right. Piranha Plant Cove. There's some arrows, so there we go. Does anyone else find this to be the most forgettable track in the entire game, or is that just me? Madrid Drive. You'll never guess this, but it has arrows that we drive through, and Legato does his thing. Rosalina's Ice World. You go backwards and fall into this pit over here. Dude, thank God we're at the end of this, because I don't know what else to say, fellas. Bowser's Castle 3, you just dive into lava. And I think it's actually the first time we touched lava, so okay. And last but not least, Wii Rainbow Road. And it's incredibly anticlimactic because this track has almost no railings. But at least we get the cool falling animation. Alright, I gotta be real. I'm officially done with these goofy Mario challenges. I need to make more compelling stuff or I'm actually gonna drive myself up a wall. Like, this content is too dumb for me. I don't want to make content, I want to make videos. So with that, I'll be back soon with a slightly more serious topic. Until next time, thanks for watching.